Talking out of my ass. What number is this? Talking out of my ass. Hey, let's see. I have to keep everything ordered. So I'm anal like that. I'm an anal fuck. As if you haven't been able to discern that from my writings. You see me, my writings? Fucking long and drawn out. Grammar's got to be on point, not perfect. I'm no grammarian, that's for fucking sure. Haven't been to fucking Oxford English School of English or anything like that. But to the best of my knowledge, my grammar is passable when writing. When speaking, it's shit. I admit that, but at least when I'm writing, it's passable. It's maybe sophomore year in high school, at best. At best, maybe junior year. Junior year of high school. That's my grammar level as far as writing goes. So let me get back to what I was at. Let's see what talking out of my ass number this is, and it is talking out of my ass number 6. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I just figured I'd give it a shot. Of course, I'm always, always thinking of shit to do. Always thinking of shit. I constantly have ideas going through my fucking head. Stupid ideas. About 0.00001% of my ideas are actually worth anything. If you look at my tweets, those are just my random thoughts. And maybe about 1 out of like all 5,000 is even worth anything. I think it's the one where I say, that intense moment when puckering one's asshole is the difference between farting and sharting. I put hashtag concentration, hashtag anal sphincter control. So that was my best one. The only good one out of like 3,000-4,000 fucking tweets. That's pretty much how my thoughts go. Only good one out of maybe 3,000-4,000 ideas. So you figure I go through probably about 3,000-4,000 ideas in a week, and maybe one is good. Is even worth fucking putting pen to paper and recording it, or somehow jotting it down. But anyways, I don't know how I got in this fucking topic, but anyways, I haven't been doing this fucking talking out of my ass shit. Because I don't know, I've been fucking. Doesn't matter who I fuck, but I've been sticking my dick in pussy, so. And I come in it, too. And I come good in that pussy, too. Come real good. But whatever. Just coming, just getting off. I'm sure if you're some desperate fuck listening to this shit, you probably want to strangle me. And say, why does that disrespectful piece of shit get pussy, and I don't? I'm very respectful of women. Well, because you're probably a bitch, that's why. You're probably a bitch, you can't get pussy. I remember when I was a little skinny ass bitch with no fucking muscles, no broad shoulders. That's, I guess because I'm older now, my body's matured now. When I was younger, 20s, up until probably about 30s even, I was a little twerp. I don't know, when I was thinking about, feeling sorry for myself before I started this podcast right now. I don't know, I was, watching Kai Green getting all emotional about not being able to compete in the Mr. Olympia. Whatever the fuck that means. Who knows? It seems like, that gayness is bringing the drama queen out of that fucking dude. You ever notice how soft-spoken he is? For a big guy with muscles, you gotta be the most soft-spoken. He's like a librarian. Soft-spoken. You know, he uses all those fucking Latinized, polysyllabic, convoluted words and shit. And he says in a very soft-spoken, sweet tone of voice. And it just doesn't match that face and that body. I mean, if I saw Kai Green in a fucking alley, him wearing his fucking hoodie and shit, I'd be like, man, I gotta turn the fuck back around and get the fuck out of this fucking alley, because that's a fucking monster about to tear me a new fucking asshole. And here he is. I had to pull out of the Mr. Olympia because, due to circumstances beyond my control, I was extenuated a very dire conclusion to my inability to compete in the said Mr. Olympia. And it's like, I'm looking at this dude, and that voice does not match the fucking face. Of course, when he broke down a little bit emotionally, he started getting kind of a little ghetto. I don't want to stereotype, but he was getting a little ghetto. He was like, but not gonna bring me down now. Not gonna get on my downness now. Something like that, to paraphrase. Yeah. And then he went back to the librarian fucking speaking. That tone of voice. Let's see. Oh yeah, the feeling sorry for myself part. I've come at a crossroads in my life. A conundrum. A problem that has afflicted me ever since I started trying to read a book, basically, and try to apply myself in the academic world, meaning high school, because that's when you're seriously challenged as far as your intellectual capabilities are. And if you don't make it out of high school doing some kind of like AT shit, at least in America, if you don't do like advanced placement classes, you're basically a fucking piece of shit. Yeah, right? According to them, right? I mean, I wasn't I wasn't part of that whole crowd. I wasn't part of that crowd. I wanted to be, but I had a disability. And that's the only way I can characterize it, because it was a disability. A disability to me is something that you're born with, you have no control over, and somehow makes you weaker. It makes you not perform as well as your counterparts. Hence the disability. And that's what I consider my problem, a disability. You see, my problem, and I didn't learn this until recently, maybe like, I don't know, 2 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, and it's very simple. It could have been diagnosed way earlier when I was younger. The problem is my eyes. Supposedly, normal people with normal vision, if you put your finger within an inch of your fucking nose, you should be able to focus on your finger and make the finger, not split apart into two fingers. So you put your finger in your nose, maybe about a half inch from your nose, and you should be able to focus on that one finger and make it one finger. It shouldn't be like, two fingers. Well, anyways, my problem is I can't make that one finger. I can't make those, when I put my finger to my nose, I can't make it just one finger. I still get the double finger. That's a disability. Most people can do that. I can't. How does this apply to the real world? Yeah, I was never able to focus on the individual letters. My eyes would jump around because they would just have a hard time pinpointing and zeroing in on the letter, on the word. On the actual print itself, my eyes would not be able to focus in and take in the word. I don't know what the name of it is. I forgot what the name is. I looked it up online. Let's see. It's called, what's it called? I not focusing. Not focusing. I'm not focusing together. Let's see that. It can result from failure to use both eyes together. Let me see. Here it is. American Optometric Association. Let's see. Here we go. Going through all the fucking eye bullshit. Conjunctivitis, retinopathy, dry eye coordination, And these two images, good eye coordination keeps eyes in proper alignment. Poor eye coordination results from a lack of adequate vision development or improperly developed eye muscle control. So, eye muscle, mine are weak. Mine are hence disability. Here's a medical term for it, a serious condition, vision condition commonly known. No, that's not it. Because the images seen by each eye must be virtually the same, a person usually compensates for poor eye muscle control by subconsciously exerting extra effort to maintain proper alignment of the eyes. In more severe cases, the muscles cannot adjust the eyes, so that the same image is seen in double vision occurs. Because the brain will try to avoid seeing double, it eventually learns to ignore the image sent by one eye. Some signs and symptoms that indicate poor eye coordination include double vision, headaches, eye and body fatigue, irritability, dizziness, and difficulty in reading and concentrating. Children may also display characteristics that indicate poor eye coordination, including skipping lines or losing their place while reading, which I did constantly when I was reading. Poor sports performance, avoiding tasks that require close work and tiring easily. Because poor eye coordination can be difficult to detect, periodic optometric examinations beginning at age 6 months and again at age 3 years are recommended, which I never had. A comprehensive examination by a doctor of optometry can determine the extent, if any, of poor eye coordination. Poor eye coordination is often successfully treated with eyeglasses or vision therapy, which I got the glasses. There are special glasses that use prisms to somehow, the prisms are able to focus in, help me focus in on the word, or on the print, I should say. Yeah, so all I needed was a special glasses that have prisms. Let me look at this shit. Prismatic glasses. Prismatic eyeglasses. Prismatic correction eyeglasses. Let's try it. Prismatic eyeglasses. Anyways, it took a long time to fucking figure this shit out for me. I don't know how many times I don't know how many years I've been going to this fucking one America's Best place, and none of those fucking doctors ever told me until this guy fucking told me what I had. All he did was stick a fucking pencil in front of my nose, an inch away, and told me to make the double image I see because the finger's so close to my nose, make it into one finger. I could not fucking do it. He says, well, I know your fucking problem. You wrote me a new prescription. Problem fixed. In a matter of minutes. 40 fucking 3 years later, the problem is fucking fixed. After so many years of basically stumbling through fucking school, basically being a failure academically, in everything I did, not being able to finish shit, 43 fucking years, finally that's all figured out. It's corrected now. After 43 years. I mean, I can't tell you how many fucking teachers I had call me stupid. My stepfather, he called me a dumbass. My mom, she just pretty much said, well, I guess you can't get good grades, right? So I guess that's pretty much the end of that. No more questions. Let's just fucking forget about this shit. So I was pretty much a throwaway. I guess I'm just feeling sorry for myself, right? I don't know. Is it a socio-economic kind of thing? I mean, do rich people and poor people or middle-class people have different fucking approaches to raising their children and making them the best they can be? I don't know. Evidently, this test I had, this correction, wasn't too expensive. It was corrected with a 2-minute exam and a $40 pair of prismatic eyeglasses. It wasn't because of financial means. This could have been easily adjusted and corrected with. Is it because I had dumb parents? I don't know. I mean, my mom had corrective eyeglasses. She wore corrective contact lenses. Why wouldn't she think that I needed something like that? Why wasn't I ever given a proper vision test? Testing for any kind of abnormality in my eyes. I mean, barring that even if she were to append that fucking label on me as being lazy or not working hard enough, which she did. I mean, how do you even justify not getting me a personal an eye exam that would be able to spot my deficiencies? How do you justify that? Even when you yourself have deficiencies in your eyes. Even my stepdad had deficiencies in his eyes. And he wore corrective eyeglasses. Sometimes for reading. But somehow I was skipped over. For a simple exam. I guess that just makes me angrier. Well, I guess that's just feeling sorry for myself, right? I don't know. I guess it is. I don't know, man. You know, let me look at some shit I jotted. Nah, I haven't jotted anything down. Unless you play poker or are interested in programming, there's nothing I could possibly talk to you about that would be even slightly entertaining. I guess I'd like to talk about my, here's what I wanted to talk about. This is one of my famous stories. You see, I used to live in this flop house, right? You ever read that story about me living in a flop house? There, downtown Derek Brown, whatever the fuck I named it. Whatever stupid name I attached to that fucking character. Yeah, he lived in a flop house, just like I did. And, on the back of the flop house, there was a fire escape. You know, like the kind you see in the fucking movies and shit, where you could, like, it'd go all the way up to the top floor, and you could, like, bring it down by, hooking something to a ladder that just slammed down on the ground. One of those kind of fire escapes, right? I would go to the local alderman's office. If you don't know what an alderman is, you can consider him like a community leader that sits on the city council. You know, each section of Chicago is divided into wards or neighborhoods, and each ward has like an alderman that's a representative of that community. And he has an alderman's office. In the role of benefactor or whatever, you can actually go to that office and ask for a handout, food. Not him personally, but his assistant, whoever they're fucking there. They have some food on hand, to help out the community. But what do they give? They give like shit food, basically. They give you like a big 14-inch round wheel of like hard pecorino cheese or like Parmesan cheese. I mean, I guess you could put it on your burger or something. But it's just like a big fucking hard fucking wheel of fucking Parmesan cheese. Or like these fucking, like, they gave you like a 10-gallon can of pea soup. Or some stupid ass shit, right? What the fuck am I gonna do with this shit, right? A light bulb goes off in my head, right? I know what I'll do. I'll go to the top of the fire escape and throw the fucking cheese wheel and the 10-gallon can of pea soup off the fucking fire escape and see how well it fucking breaks up and explodes when it hits the ground, right? So what do? I go to the top of the fire escape. At night, of course, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, pitch black out, right? I could see maybe like silhouettes. I'm way up. I'm like 5 stories high on the back of this building. Open air all around me. Only thing that's holding me up to that fucking building is the fucking fire escape, right? It's just metal, black metal. And the railings are made of like out of this like PVC pipe or some shit. So here I am dumping like food off the top of this fucking fire escape, watching it hit the ground when it fucking 5 stories high. It explodes on the ground, right? One thing I didn't count on, though, there was this dumpster right behind this fucking building I lived in. Chinese food places like dumping food in there and shit, right? Something I didn't know was there was a rat's nest living behind in the walls in this fucking abandoned building right next to the dumpster. So I dumped this food off the fucking top of the fire escape, and when it hit the ground, I swear to God, these fucking rats, the size of cats, 3 feet fucking long, they would come out and they would start feeding on the fucking ground, the food that exploded on the ground when I threw it from the fire escape. The can of pea soup, they were sipping from that shit. I don't know, man, like 50 or 60 of these fucking supersized rats, man, right? And so, like, another idea, another light bulb pops off in my head. Wow, you know what? I required some pets, some friends, if you will. So I'll feed them on a regular basis. So what do? I go to the alderman's office, right? You're allowed, I don't know, I can't remember how many times you're allowed, but you're allowed, like, I don't know, once a week or once every 2 weeks, these handouts they give you, right? And I used to go to other places, too, and get these fucking handouts. You go to churches and shit. And anything I didn't fucking want to eat, I'd throw off the top of the fire escape, and I'd feed to the fucking rats, right? And they're like getting bigger and bigger the more I'm doing this shit, right? And you know, so I don't know, man, like say a good 3, 4, 5 months go by, right? And you know, one day I'm walking behind the alley, behind the building I live, and it's in the dumpster, the part where the garbage truck pulls in backwards to get to the dumpster, to yank up the dumpster and dump all the fucking trash in. Yeah, that whole alley part, that whole concrete driveway part is like cordoned off with like these white sheets. It's like it looks like a biodome made out of sheets. Them tents they put up, you know, for the spring training. You know, those temporary tents they put up over the field, you know. Yeah, they got it cordoned off with these sheets, right? So I'm walking behind, and out pops this guy. He's wearing like a fucking a ventilator mask, and he's wearing like from head to toe like this fucking lab clinical guard shit, like shit that you prevent from getting like poison and shit, right? He's got goggles on and shit. He's got like rubber gloves on and rubber boots. I mean, he's basically protected from head to toe with like either protective eyewear or this like protective clothing and shit. So it's white clothing. It's like the fucking like government shit, like you see in like E.T. or something shit. You know, when they go in and they try to fucking exterminate E.T., extraterrestrial E.T., Steven Spielberg movie. They come in with those gas masks and shit and that white clothing and shit. And then one of those guys pops out from behind these fucking sheets. And I go like, man, what are you doing back there? He's like, oh, man, we're killing this fucking this rat's nest. And I'm like, and he's like telling me, man, I don't even know how they got that fucking big. And I shoot him a fucking look of cluelessness as well. And I say to him, I don't know how they got that fucking big either. When the whole time I've been feeding them this fucking time, they've been growing up to fucking exponential size. It's all because of me. I just thought I'd tell you that story. Just to fill some space. Since with that's what this fucking, you know, world wants, a little entertainment. But I'm not going to just give you entertainment. I'm going to give you some cold hard facts. I'm going to give you a lot of made up shit. I'm going to give you some thoughts, some scatterbrain thoughts, some psycho thoughts. Some thoughts that are really fucking scare the fuck out of you.